I come to you as a man that hates school. Very much so. And yes, I've chosen to continue going, to my dismay. But my hatred still remains a cold, hot, sure, tempered hatred. Now, I feel like Percy Jackson's hatred is probably more. One, because his teachers are usually monsters that want to kill him. Now, I might feel like my teachers are usually monsters that want to kill me. And while that may be true, it's definitely true in an extremely literal sense for Percy Jackson. Now, that may actually be a good thing, because then you get to kill them. Not that I actually want to kill my teachers, but it does kind of eliminate the problem that you may have to deal with from that teacher. But I also think, you could get killed by that teacher. I assume most monster fighting isn't as easy as Percy makes it. Like, really, why does that guy even worry about monsters? I mean, they have no strategy. He just slash and they go poof, unless they're some like top dog, which they're usually not. Even like the Furies, like Mrs. Dodds. Furious is supposed to be like so afraid. Percy Jackson like one-shotted her before he even knew how to fight. Okay, but anyway, we're getting off topic. What I'm getting to is, how did this man survive school? Literally and figuratively. One, as we've just discussed, people actually want to kill him. Or no, not people, monsters actually want to kill him in school. Which also brings us back to another question, so we can go off topic again. Why do they even go to school? I feel like that should be forbidden. Like, hey children, we know monsters want to kill you all the time, but you need your education, so leave and die. Like, come on, Chiron. Anyway, back on track again. How actually does he survive? Well, we can answer the first part of how does he literally survive. Well, because monsters suck and he's Percy Jackson and he don't get killed by no monsters. Which brings us to the more complicated question, which could maybe be a better question of how did he actually graduate? And why did people keep letting him go to school? Because just off the top of my head, we learn in the first book, Lightning Thief, when I think he is in 6th grade? He's 12, so 6th or 7th. That he's been suspended like 6 times, 5 or 6 times. I'm a little hazy, but if I do remember, he dropped children into a shark tank, and he blew up a school bus with a medieval cannon. And that is only 2 of the things. Okay, right. Why do you let this kid go back to public school? Halt, mistake. Yancey Academy is actually private school for troubled kids, yet he's still around children and monsters and adults. So I find the future points to still be valid, though I do apologize for said mistake. Have a good time. He literally, someone probably died. I need to know that. Did the sharks eat the kids? I guess maybe they didn't. Well, I don't know. Maybe they thought like their lord, son of Poseidon, was feeding them something, because he just gift wrapped him a bunch of children to a lot of sharks. I need some explanations for this. And why does the medieval cannon, why is it still functional? Like, I've seen like medieval cannons. I went to St. Augustine once and they had a little fort. It's actually pretty cool. Had some really good pizza there too, by the way. Really good pizza. I think it was like, on the restaurant, it was labeled like the 2nd best in the country, and I can believe it. But anyway, yeah, so there's this fort, and they did this little, what do they call it? Not like an example, a demonstration, okay, of like a cannon fire. So it was cannon and it went poof, it had gunpowder and stuff in it. But guess what? There's not an actual cannon. Okay, it was kind of disappointing, but it makes sense because you don't want to just go launching cannons into civilization. Okay, it's for like look at, go, ooh, it's not actually to blow things up. Okay, well this is exactly what Percy does. And they let this kid back in school. I don't think he had any like jail time. Like, I don't know if you actually, I would think you should go to like juvie or something for blowing up school bus. I'm pretty sure that happened. I'm pretty sure he says that happened. And then like, and see if Munsters, he's responsible for another, like, he's not really responsible because, you know, there's Laestrygonian giants and then like their fireball mixed with the fumes of the boys' locker room, which is very believable, and blows up the gym. So easy answer to this, I guess, is the mist. What a thing that is. What a thing the mist is, that it can keep this kid going, even though he constantly destroys public property and possibly the lives of children. It's just a baffling thought that I feel we don't pay enough attention to. You know? Like, why does this kid keep, like, and also what happens after he does those things? Like, he gets expelled. Like, okay, yeah, that's a given, but is that it? Like, oh, sorry, you're gonna have to leave because you just, like, blew up our property and almost killed several children. We're just gonna send you off to the next school so you can do to them, which he does do to them. Just baffling, man. It's simply baffling. But that aside, I guess that is easy answer, mist or whatever. That sounds better than plot armor. And plus it's for middle grade. But it's still just always baffled me. That and the fact that the Harpies, excuse me, that the Harpies actually eat campers after curfew. Like, oh, hold up. Can we get some explanation on that? It's always just kind of like a joke, you know? Like, oh, I need to get back in cabins before, like, the cleaning Harpies get me. So is that actually literal? Like, do the Harpies actually eat the campers that stay out past, like, 10 o'clock? Is that a legitimate thing? If so, why? And I need some examples. Another short story idea, please. Please. Because I'm sorry, but I just can't brush over these things like we do. I guess I just gotta have to deal with it. But anyway, back on the topic, which is cool. If we want to just say, fine, plot armor, mist, whatever you want to call it, the brave boy keeps trucking, keeps blowing up stuff until he finally learns how not to blow up stuff. Okay, good, good. Then how does he actually survive class? You know, I tried to suggest in my last video, which was a texting video. I'm sorry, I know that's kind of a cop-out. You know, I realized at like the afternoon of Friday that I didn't have a video. And I was like, you know, I kind of want to be a good boy and do a video a week. So, you know, that's what I did. I hope some of you enjoyed it. But anyway, I tried to suggest that Annabeth helps him. Now, as some of you have probably thought of, demigods can't use technology. Yes, okay, I know that. As some people do like to point out in the comments, I know demigods don't use technology. I only do that in the texting videos for a fun, imaginative experience. But, that being said, I do know that they don't actually use technology. So it might be a little hard for Annabeth to help Percy. I don't think they ever go to the same school until the college at Camp Jupiter. So it's just like, wow, can we give applause to Percy's work ethic, because he has dyslexia, and then he just hates school, and it's just all super hard for him. And then on top of that, he's getting attacked by monsters all the time, and he misses like a ton of school to like go kill said monsters. So just looking at his own struggles for school on its own, without all the monsters. Let's just say he's a normal kid with dyslexia that really struggles with school. Okay, very understandable. School sucks and it's stupid. And all these things make it harder for him. So that being said alone, it would take a tremendous work ethic, focus, determination to get through it all, come out on top, and graduate, I would say. Okay, so we did that. We can give him a high five. Good job, you worked hard. But this is also on top of being attacked by monsters constantly and having to go on huge heroic quests for gods that are pieces of shit. Now, which is harder, that or school? I would ask Percy if he was actually real, along with other things. But both things on their own seems pretty impossible and pretty terrible. This boy does it all on his own, okay? And now he wants to go to college in Camp Jupiter, which I don't know if it would be easier or harder than like regular mortal college. But I mean, the Romans are pretty intense as is, so I imagine their school atmosphere isn't much better. I think he probably has a better chance at college anyway, though, because he can just go into marine biology, which I would assume he basically knows everything about already. So that's pretty cool. And he better, or he could just be like a professional swimmer. Well, yeah, he should just do that. Like, screw college, dude. Just go be a professional swimmer. It's like Dash in Incredibles. Although I guess he kind of lets people win. Also, I need to know about those experiences. How is Percy doing on the swim team? Is he just going all out and just destroying everyone? Or is he being a homie and coming in third like every time? Whatever the case, he doesn't need college. But if he does, he should definitely be a marine biologist. I just love the thought of that. Let's just imagine he's going to live a nice old life with Annabeth. And they're going to... Okay, I won't go any farther. But, yeah, so college, he'll be with Annabeth too, so I can see that survivability. But I guess what I'm coming to now is there really is no answer for how this poor boy survived school, survived high school, survived middle school. And also, like, Percy's like a loner. He's not great with people. Like, we see him as charismatic and funny and all these things because we know the guy. But another thing pointed out in the books is that he gets in fights constantly with actual people. Not only monsters, he gets in fights with all the people. Now, this is understandable. People are stupid, especially when they're in high school and middle school, especially when they're adults. They're just stupid all the time, and they're very frustrating. Percy, he's got a fighter's instinct. He throws down. So there really is no silver lining for a school experience. He's a loner in school, probably doesn't have a lot of friends. Teachers want to eat him sometimes. Also, the classmates, the students, are also monsters sometimes. And if they're not, they're just D-bags that he wants to punch. Okay? It's a tough life. So how he gets through it, maybe just the prospect of going to college with Annabeth. I know they do mention that in like Heroes of Olympus, like, I gotta graduate so I can go to college with Annabeth and live all this good stuff. That is pretty nice motivation. I'd like to think that I would do anything to be with Annabeth. But I can't, but Percy can. So I can see that. And maybe it's just his iron will to survive, survivability, all those other synonyms for those words that escape me. So I guess there really is no answer unless you just want to go to the simple, it's Percy Jackson. He gets shit done. He does the dirty stuff like homework, and he toughs it out. I just want to bring all of our appreciation to this poor boy, and I want to offer this as an inspiration to all you strong people out there, or weak people. You know, we can be honest with ourselves. But both of you, all of you, I want this to be an inspiration to you, that you can survive the schooling, heck, Helheim, Tartarus, terror, that is school. And if Percy Jackson can do it, you can do it. We may not have Annabeth to drive us forward, and we may not be Percy Jackson, but we also don't have monsters trying to kill us. And yeah, I feel like that would make things a little harder. So don't kill your teachers, unless they're like a serial killer in disguise. Then maybe do try to kill them before they kill you. And do your homework, unless it's really stupid. Actually, no, it's all stupid, so you just fail. So yeah, do your homework. Eventually you'll be like old, and you won't have to go no more. And read Percy Jackson, because why not? Oh yeah, bye.